Hi, it's Kathy, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this filter that John and I just bought called Survivor Filter Max. It's a 2-stage, under-the-counter inline home filter, and it takes out fluoride and chlorine. And this was of specific interest to us. This is the paperwork that came with it. Because it takes out fluoride, or at least a good amount of the fluoride, which is something we really wanted to do. And we had looked into a reverse osmosis system for our place. And there are 2 reasons we did not get the reverse osmosis. Number 1 reason is water waste. There's no way around it. When you're going to have reverse osmosis, there's going to be some wastewater involved, and we would prefer not to have that. The second reason is we have space considerations. We have a small place, and you'll see how small our undersink area is in the next video when I tried to film John actually installing this thing. We didn't even know about Survivor Filter at first, but as it turns out, as you know from probably other videos of mine, I market different things. I promote different things, and I happen to be promoting another one of Survivor Filter's products, some of their hiking filters, the pump filters. I'll just show you real quick. For hiking and camping and whatnot. And that was a specific interest to John and me. And we were also getting ready to buy one of these for getting ready for hurricane season here. One thing I want to make clear in the spirit of transparency is that we did pay for this filter with our own funds. We did save 10% using a coupon code. We were allowed to use a coupon code, and in the description I'll show you where you can get one of those and save 10%. But even though I promote Survivor Filter, the company did not provide me with any other discounts or incentives, and they certainly did not give it to me for free or anything like that. So I just really wanted you to know that we did pay for this with our own money. And I was not allowed to use my own link either. So just so you know that. All right. So anyway, they sent me a couple of documents about fluoride. There is something that you can get from the Water Quality Association, and I'll put this link underneath so you can learn about fluoride as well. It's just a 4-page PDF that talks about fluoride, and it's got a bunch of references, and it's just a fluoride fact sheet, nothing to do with the company. They also sent me this PDF, which discusses the fluoride reduction capacity or capabilities of this particular filter. So I was happy with that, and so we went ahead and we bought this. It's a fairly inexpensive way to filter our water and make sure that we're also reducing the fluoride. Now, in another video, I'll show you I test the water quality right on camera. I won't include that in this particular video, but I will make another video of that. So I'm just going to show you John installing this next. All right, so we'll just move right into that.
So here we are opening up the Survivor Filter Max water filter. This is for under the counter. So here it is. Relatively simple setup, they say. There's a mounting bracket that goes on the wall. 1/4-inch feed in, 1/4-inch feed out. So let's set it up and we'll show it to you. Relatively simple looking 6-step instructions. I think the hardest part is going to be mounting it against the back of the wall underneath the cabinet, and I'll tell you if I'm right about that. So it looks like the best place to mount it is going to be right up in here. Here's the feed that we have to get to, so we'll get to that and hook it up. But first I'm going to mount the bracket up in here, so once I've got it hooked up I can just snap it up into the bracket. I still don't know how that works, but let's have a look at that. So what we're looking at is that the bracket is connected to these. I believe these come off. So what we'll do is take those off and mount the bracket without these hanging off of it, because we're going to be trying to stuff it way up underneath the sink. So, and against the wall. Looks like we're going to need a couple hollow wall anchors because all they sent were these two small screws. So I'm going to get a couple hollow wall anchors and I think a couple bigger screws. Alright, so you can see that I've got the bracket mounted up in the back of the cabinet, and that was kind of a contortionist job. I did use a couple hollow wall anchors, and I'm using the light from my drill so you can see what's going on in there. So anyway, that's on. The next thing to do is to get at the cold water feed, which is right there. Take that off and hook the input side of this rig up to it. I'll do that and show you. Alright, so I got that switched over, and what happened here, because this is an old shut-off valve, it didn't shut off completely. So again, I'm just using the light for my drill. So anyway, I had water coming out the whole time. I had to work quickly, and you can see it got kind of wet down there. So you might want to keep that in mind. If your valve's old, sometimes they don't shut off all the way, and that's what happened here. I got kind of wet under there. Not real bad, but anyway, the last thing to do is to hook these two hoses back together, and we're good to go. Alright, so I made that final connection. By the way, I was using a 5/8 open-end wrench for those. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there we go, using the drill again. So that was the final connection. I got the canisters back on the bracket, or back in line, and we're ready to turn it on, see if it leaks. This is turning the full water valve back on. You can hear it running through, or running into the unit. Now, we just need to go up and turn the faucet on. Yeah, okay, so you can hear a little bit of air in there. It's just cleaning out the system. And it says flush the water by allowing the water to run out of the faucet for 3 minutes. So we won't have you watch that whole 3 minutes. I'm going to go underneath and check for leaks while that's going on. Don't see any leaks at that, at the intake. Not seeing any leaks on either end of the faucet. Not seeing any leaks on the final connection. So we're good to keep an eye on it just in case, but looks like we got it. Okay, so while we let the water run to clear the filter and get it ready for use, I thought I would just say that it seems to me if you get a basic level of skill, you can do this no problem. If you're not comfortable, you can get somebody to help you do it. I mean, it's less than an hour job for any competent plumber or whatnot. Or, the hardest part for me was setting the bracket up in the back. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just make the two connections and just let it hang or lean against something. It's going to work the same way. I just want it up out of the way for maximum storage. So there it is, installed, running, ready to go. Hang on. Well, tastes like water. Used to taste a little bleachy, so I think that's quite an improvement. Don't know exactly, how much better, but certainly tastes a lot better than it did yesterday.